Just a few years ago, Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman promised to build the city of the future, a 170-kilometer-long mirrored megastructure called The Line, a place with no cars, no roads, and no pollution. It was meant to redefine civilization itself. But now, reality is catching up, and Vision 2030 may be heading for a crisis. Unveiled with grandeur and hype, The Line was supposed to stretch across the desert, a linear city 170 kilometers long, 500 meters tall, and 200 meters wide, powered entirely by renewable energy. NEOM, the centerpiece of Saudi Arabia's $1 trillion Vision 2030 plan, aims to free the kingdom from its oil dependence and transform it into a global hub of innovation and tourism. The world watched in awe. Architects were hired from across the globe. Promotional videos promised floating industrial cities, robot maids, and even artificial moons. But behind the futuristic dream lay chaos, fear, and overambition. The Financial Times' explosive investigation reveals that architects and engineers working on The Line are now quietly scaling back the project, dramatically. Anonymous insiders told FT that The Line has shrunk from 20 planned modules to just 3. And out of the 170 kilometers originally promised, only 2.4 kilometers may realistically be completed by 2030. A senior construction manager described the project bluntly. It's uninvestable. Over $50 billion has already been poured into the desert, but the dream city still remains mostly a hole in the sand. Inside sources paint a troubling picture of the Crown Prince's leadership style. A senior planner told FT that MBS insisted the city must be 500 meters high, even though experts warned that 100 meters would be far more feasible. His team described him as intelligent and hardworking, but obsessed with science fiction ideas. He reportedly demanded a 20-minute high-speed rail from the airport to the coast, not because it was practical, but because someone told him it could be done. Inside NEOM meetings, staff described an atmosphere ruled by fear. People would just mimic whatever he had to say. But the line's failure isn't just financial, it's a disaster for the people living in that area as well. Entire villages, including Qayal and Al Ghuraiba, have been demolished to clear land for construction. Members of the Huwaitat tribe who refused to leave their ancestral homes were arrested, nearly 50 of them, according to rights groups. 5 were sentenced to death. A former Saudi intelligence officer told Middle East Eye that security forces had even received execute orders to suppress protests. Among the dead, witnesses reported the tragic execution of a 3-year-old child during raids in Al-Muzawara. This is the dark side of Vision 2030, a vision built on the silence of those who dared to resist. Inside the shiny glass offices of NEOM, another story unfolded, one of racism, exploitation, and arrogance. Reports also revealed toxic leadership at the top, with senior executives referring to South Asian workers as morons, and the former CEO Nadmi Al-Nasser bragging about driving everyone like a slave. These are the people building the so-called city of the future. And now, even the Saudi government seems to be losing faith. According to Reuters, Riyadh is redirecting its massive $925 billion sovereign wealth fund away from fantasy megaprojects and toward more practical investments: logistics, minerals, religious tourism, and artificial intelligence. That's right, NEOM is being deprioritized. And in July, reports surfaced that up to 1,000 employees were facing layoffs, about 20% of NEOM's full-time staff. The writing is on the wall, the line is fading. As analysts say, the failure of the line reflects a deeper problem: MBS's obsession with spectacle over sustainability. Instead of building a realistic economy, he tried to build a monument to himself, a desert dream meant to impress the West and silence critics. But money, no matter how much, can't buy physics, logic, or time. Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030 promised a leap into the future. Instead, it's become a symbol of hubris and human cost. The truth is simple: when a vision is built on fear instead of freedom and on ego instead of ethics, it's destined to crumble. The desert winds that once carried the sound of construction now echo a quieter truth: No line can be drawn straight when it's built on the broken backs of people. Vision 2030 was supposed to be a new dawn, but perhaps it's already dusk. This is the story of the line, a dream that promised everything but delivered nothing. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more geopolitical deep dives.